started stream.
I'm not letting you get away with this. I will not do the intro until you tell me how you pronounce that. I will not do it.
Wrong.
How did you pronounce that name?
Wrong, obviously.
How did you pronounce? No, repeat it. My headphones were off, but I thought I heard you pronounce it wrong. How did you pronounce it?
Say it.
Say it, coward.
No, you're right. I'm a coward.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it.
Well, it's Mariah Carey,
Oh,
to be clear. No, you fuck.
Oh, no, that's...
All right, now that absolute nightmare of a situation is over, I thought we agreed that we were all three going to do cams. I thought that was the thing that was happening. Is that not the thing?
No, hang on. I'm turning mine on. Hang on. See, mine's on.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about my atrocious outfit, by the way.
Yeah, your outfits are always atrocious.
True.
Okay, we've been live for a hot second,
Yep.
but I've been stalling. Okay.
Oh,
Holy fucking shit!
So,
Okay, first of all, I'm mad at you because you did the thing where you're not responding to my messages
I'm
again.
sorry, I was busy having an argument.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you are sorry. I don't think you are.
I was in the middle of an argument.
It's okay.
I'm in the middle of several arguments. I've been on Twitter all day.
It's okay, Necro. Don't worry about it.
No, for like the past 8 hours, I have been in like 50 Twitter arguments, though. Like, it's bad.
Why? What did they do to deserve your ire?
I will. Did you just use the word ire unironically?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do the intro and then I'll get into all of that shit. So, Jesus Christ. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Agony of Moon podcast, or welcome to the Agony of Moon podcast if this is your first time here. My name is Dalton. I am joined, as always, by Trace, Moon, and this time, Necro.
Yippee!
Tristan, unfortunately, is not joining us this time around because some family stuff came up that I'm not going to get into. That's his business to disclose or not. However, I am going to get into some news. So, yeah, as you just heard me say, I've gotten into some Twitter arguments today. Take Twitter away from me. Just as a person, somebody take Twitter away from me. Like, it's bad for my health, but I can't stop it. It's like meth. But, I was in a Twitter argument because, for those of you who don't know, recently the Supreme Court and Congress and President Joe Biden have recently decided that they are going to codify gay marriage into law, meaning that unlike Roe v. Wade, gay marriage can now not be taken away by a Supreme Court decision. It is no longer reliant on a case, meaning that Clarence Thomas does not get his filthy little gremlin wish of taking away my right to marry a dude.
Woo!
By the way, fuck Clarence Thomas, just so we're all clear. Anyway.
Alright.
Actually, don't. I don't think he gets any anyway. But the reason that I was in a Twitter argument was because of that, they hosted a celebration in a cathedral in, I think, New York. Don't quote me on that. But it was a cathedral of some kind, and they hosted a celebration, and a drag queen was giving a performance in the church. The church sanctioned this performance. It was approved by the church. The church was completely okay with what was happening, and people showed up specifically for this event. But as usual in America, gay people are happy, so people are mad about it.
Of course.
I don't remember how many arguments I got into, but I know it was a litany of them, and a lot of them ended very badly.
Oh boy.
I got a guy who threatened to come to my house with a bunch of, like, Second Amendment people, which basically means he was going to get a bunch of people with guns to storm my house because I'm a gay person on the internet who made him mad. Which was fun. You know, we love those kind of threats here. But, that brings us to today. And by that I mean that was like 10 hours ago. But yes, that has happened in gay news. I've also recently discovered a fun fact, and I'm very, very fucking sad that Tristan is not here, because he would have absolutely loved to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were a child of the early 2000s, you were around probably 5 to 7 years old when this show was on TV. But the actress who played the Yellow Ranger of Power Rangers Samurai, little did I know, is a successful realtor and is happily dating her girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Hey. You're right.
Oh,
I
let's see
also
here.
didn't know that she had an Instagram until now, but you know, there's an Instagram out there if somebody wants to track her down. Please don't do that, actually. That's very fucking creepy. Anyway,
Wait, what?
shut up, Nick. Uh,
God.
No, actually, don't do that, please. Considering recent events, don't do it. Don't do it.
please. Anyway, so yes, today's topic is going to be something tangentially related to the Hunger Games, which we're going to get into in a minute. But I believe that Moon has a Taste of Agony segment for us
Yeah,
today.
I do. So I decided we were driving 6 pointless hours on the road. And we got various cotton candies, Starburst and Skittles. Oops,
Ooh.
I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally hit my spacebar and turned my camera off. I don't know which one
Why
I'm.
does the space bar turn your camera
I don't
off?
know. I don't know which one I'm trying first. Do I start with Skittles or Starburst?
I feel like the Starburst are going to taste more like cotton candy, so I'd go for the Starburst
Okay.
first. Because I don't trust Skittles to ever taste like anything.
Yeah, that's true. Hang on, I'm gonna struggle to open this for a minute.
Get it
Oh,
up on your
Kevin,
mic so you can do the ASMR.
Oh yeah, let me. I'm not going into my settings to turn down my mic audio. I'm trying so hard.
My God, it's
Okay,
not
it's
an
open. All right.
I'm gonna
That
turn
smells-
down my fan because that is loud as fuck.
I can't even hear the fan.
Okay, that smells like cotton candy, and this bag is mostly air. I'm actually really mad about that.
Yes. Cotton candy flavored air. That's the real product.
Okay,
Goodbye.
here's what it.
Cotton candy flavored air. I thought this was Starburst, not Lay's.
Okay, here's what the cotton candy looks
It's
like.
butter.
It's moist, and the
I don't think it's supposed to be moist stuff.
I don't think it's supposed to be moist either. I think that has just straight up melted.
it's not completely
God.
moist. Don't worry.
I don't think partly moist is a better outcome. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's cotton candy. Tastes like Starburst, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's just cotton candy.
Is it like the good flavors of Starburst or like the bad
It's
flavors?
strawberry
of
and
Starburst?
strawberry, but a little to the left.
Now, I need to know what you motherfuckers mean when you say that, because in my mind, there are no bad flavors of Starburst. There are just varying flavors of good Starburst.
Okay.
I don't
The other
find
ones?
I don't find a particular Starburst flavor inherently offensive, and I need to know what y'all mean when you say bad Starburst.
When we say that, we mean like the ones you rarely enjoy, like the ones you search through the packet to find, and then the ones you tolerate.
I want the blue ones.
I mean, my thing is just like that for me is just tropical Starbursts, but those come in separate
enough.
packs, so I really don't have to worry.
That's fair. I usually prefer the strawberry flavors of sweets.
I like blueberry.
I tend to go for citrusy flavors.
It depends on like the type of like pack of sweets you have. Like in just like the average like Skittle or like Starburst bags, I tend to go for like the red ones, like the strawberry ones.
Bro, Skittles are Skittles.
Or the purple ones, the purple Skittles. The purple and red Skittles.
I like the
are
purple
nice.
ones.
Those are my favorite.
I was just about to say, the thing about Skittles is that like they give the same thing as Fruity Pebbles for me. As like they have vague fruit taste, but they don't taste like anything
Yeah.
in particular.
They just taste like themselves.
Right.
Oh my god, wow.
I thought of something.
The fucking cotton candy gremlin over here.
Y'all were too.
I
am Why the the cotton
candy goblin.
Why are there like a bunch of like crates behind you.
Don't ask about it.
Those have been there. You've just not
Oh
been
my
here.
god.
Those have been there for quite a while. You've just been absent.
Backrooms
It's for the
update.
meth lab.
Backrooms crate update.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Imagine the backrooms has loot boxes.
Backrooms loot box.
I'm hoarding them all.
POV, you find the backrooms loot box.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie to you. I completely misread what you were eating.
Oh my god.
Because I figured it was going to be cotton candy flavored Starburst, not Starburst flavored
Oh
cotton
yeah.
candy. I completely misread the title here.
Yeah, you did.
Whoa.
Hang on, I'm gonna finish.
In other news, I woke up at like 7 o'clock this morning and my phone is just now hitting 50%. The battery on my phone is insane, guys. Motorola, hit me with a sponsor, kind of. I'm poor. Could we just like...
I woke up at like 8 in the morning, maybe 9, to Manny calling me. Like an actual phone call.
So, is this the end of your...
No, I'm just eating this. Hang on.
Like your actual phone or like Discord?
My actual phone
Oh my god.
You know...
on WhatsApp.
Wait a second. You know you don't have to finish. You know you don't have to finish the whole bag
Oh my
in one
God.
segment, right?
No, I know. I just like this, and it's really funny.
Aw.
Okay.
We've been accidentally vamping for you this entire time. Just
You've been accidentally what?
Anyways, on to the Skittles
vamping,
one.
you know.
Oh, it's the exact same color.
Do you not know what vamping is?
It rings a bell, but I can't remember.
It's a term. It basically means like stalling while being entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
It's a thing
That's
in
right, right.
it's a thing in both Twitch streaming and musical theater. Like if a
Yeah.
pianist is playing
That's
chords
right,
that are
okay.
like repetitive while you're saying lines, it's basically called vamping.
Ah, so that's
Okay.
where I know it from.
this one does taste different. This one I'm actually having to taste.
Like
Hang
it's
on.
like each bite tastes different, or like
It
what?
tastes different from the other one.
Like
That'd be
each
very
strand,
That'd be
Each-
very impressive if
each-
so, I'm not gonna
each
lie.
strand of cotton candy in that bag's a different flavor.
Like your mom.
I think this is the most talkative Necro has been for an entire Agony stream.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
not
be
gonna lie to
honest.
you guys.
It's nice to see.
He's like he's beaten his average word count in the first 10 minutes alone. I've realized that Necro is like our version of Ferb, even down to him
What is
being
it?
British. Like that's
What is a verb?
Have you not seen wait, no, for real shit. Necro, have you not seen Phineas and Ferb?
Oh, that verb. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
This tastes like Skittles. Like this has like the Skittles trademark taste.
I wonder why. I wonder.
It tastes like Skittles. I'd be concerned if it didn't.
Well, no,
I'm not
because
gonna
you think
lie.
it tastes like a little fruity or something. But no, it just gives like that
My
the
thing is-
Skittles trademark taste.
My thing is,
Trademark.
I
Skittles
think the
taste.
thinner that something is, the easier that it is to like impart a certain flavor onto it.
Huh.
Because I remember I was eating something,
Skittles.
and I remember that it soaked up the flavor. I think it was these noodles at a Chinese buffet in like Kentucky. Because I remember we would on Sundays we would go like if we didn't go to church we would always go up to the Tazewell flea market up in like Speedwell or Tazewell depending on who the fuck you're talking to, but like Tazewell flea market, and then we would go on a little bit further and we'd go up into Kentucky and there was this mall there, and this mall was like half foreclosed. Like don't get me wrong, like 99% of the place was closed, but the stores that were open were really cool. And also there was this little Chinese buffet there, and they had these like I don't know if they're called rice noodles or if they're called glass noodles. I don't know what they're called, but they're these like little thin noodles, and it just they had a very satisfying texture, and you could eat them, and they sucked up flavor incredibly well because I had them at another buffet, but they were made differently, and they didn't even taste like noodles. Like you know how when you eat ramen it kind of has like the same taste but with a different seasoning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. Like the two noodles, even though they were the same type of noodle, they tasted differently.
Noodle
So I
flavor.
think Well, I think it's the thinner that something is, the easier that it is to inject flavor into it, because there's like less surface area you have to cover to get the flavor into.
Isn't it
So
like the more surface area of something, the easier it's like?
Well, with meat specifically, I know that it's the more surface area, the more
The-
seasoning you need to get any flavor in.
Yeah.
The more you need
Because,
to
like,
sauce it.
what-
Yeah.
Shut up.
But in turn, you can fill it with more
So
sauce.
what you're saying is that there is a scenario where 2 cups of vanilla extract would be sufficient.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, there is a situation where that's a thing, but like maybe not all the time.
There's
Because
a
I know what you're
ratio of
referencing
like,
when you say that shit.
Yes.
there's a ratio of surface area to seasoning. You just
Like,
need to get it right.
If I'm going to make a 1-to-1 scale recreation of Buckingham Palace in cake form, then yes, 2 cups of vanilla extract might be the neat thing I need. Vanilla extract is strong as fuck, y'all. Like, don't mess
Oh,
with
yeah.
that. That shit is awful if you use too much.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that someone said I remember someone was trying to make the claim that vanilla actually like vanilla always being depicted as white is racist.
Well, it's not racist per se. I think it's just
Planted.
inaccurate.
Yeah,
Like,
because like it's like-
Vanilla as a
Yeah.
vanilla as a plant is a brown or black hue. Vanilla bean is brown or black depending on what time of year you get it. Vanilla, like the stuff you get out of vanilla beans in order to make vanilla the flavoring, like if you get like Breyers is the perfect example. If you get like Breyers ice cream and they have the vanilla bean flavor, you see the
Oh,
little
I'm
black
hungry.
dots. That's the actual
Yeah.
vanilla bits.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like
I love those ones.
it reminds me of this one fucking Tumblr post because, of course, you had to bring up vanilla. It reminds me of this one Tumblr post where it's like, can you imagine the decadence that we live in that vanilla is considered plain?
Yeah.
We consider vanilla the default flavor of ice cream when it isn't.
Oh, yeah.
The default flavor of ice cream is just frozen milk.
I'm about to go make default ice cream real quick.
I'm about to go make default your mom, Necro.
I mean honestly,
Default
like,
babies.
honestly, like I'd say that the best way that you could get vanilla or that you could get flavored ice cream
I just comprehend
going
what
on
it
a
means.
low budget, if I had to take a shot in the dark, would probably just be just taking some strawberries, mashing them into a pulp, and then just then just smearing
Meat
it on top
grinder.
of some frozen, some freaking frozen milk.
Come on.
But honestly, you would get some fire strawberry ice cream out of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite kind of ice cream. The ice cream that has the flavorings, but also chunks of the thing that you're actually eating. I like my ice cream with some bits. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Oh no,
Like, my
ice cream
favorite,
with bits is always
my-
really good. I'm totally hijacking your statement right
my
now.
favorite, my favorite kind of ice cream with the bits in it has got to be like stuff that's like baked goods.
Oh yes.
So like you get like birthday cake ice cream, and like with a lot of birthday cake ice cream, they typically put sprinkles and like a little bit of icing in there. But if you get birthday cake ice cream that has that plus little bits of birthday cake in there, you've got good shit on you.
I like cookie
That
dough.
stuff is like crack to me. I would sell my firstborn child for some of that. I'm not gonna lie, because I can't find it anywhere. Literally, all of the brands that used to make it like that don't make it like that anymore, and I don't understand why. Is a cake really that expensive?
Apparently, sheesh.
The same thing with cheesecake flavored ice creams.
Little
Cheesecake flavored ice creams that actually have cheesecake bits in them are like S tier.
actually, this kind of sucks.
What, the Skittles cotton candy?
Yeah. It just sucks to eat in bulk.
It makes me think, like, I wonder what flavors of cotton candy you can make. Because I know that there's pickle flavored cotton candy.
I need to try that.
I know that is a thing that is possible. I've had it before. I didn't like it much. Then again, I only started liking pickles like a couple years ago. So maybe if I started eating it now, then I'd probably like it. That's not the point.
I love
The
pickles.
point is, I want to know I want to know what are the logical extremes of cotton candy flavors. Could I make a chorizo flavored cotton candy if I wanted
Yeah,
to?
probably.
Could I make a cotton candy that tastes like Mexican sausage? I want to know.
You could manage to.
Okay, now I do have a question. Necro, in your everyday life, do you actually call it cotton candy or do you call it candy floss? Because I know you're British, but like, I
I
have to.
switch between them every time I remember there are two different ones. I just forget the previous one and call it whichever one someone else around me referred to it as because I forgot it existed.
Right.
I forgot there were two names. I did not remember that until you just said it.
I'm
Honestly,
actually
whenever I think
sick
of
of
the
the
term
Skittles one.
candy
I'm going back to
floss,
the Starburst.
it sounds. Whenever I think of candy floss, it sounds like just the idea of that. It sounds like it would be like the strands will be thicker than cotton candy.
Well, it's
Oh.
like
Like it
the
would be
thing
like
about the thing about
on string.
the thing about floss specifically for a lot of us is that it gives us the image of like a dentist's office,
Yep.
right?
Unless you put candy in front of it.
It gives us the image of dental floss,
Dental candy.
which like I do not put it past because you got to think about it. In America, we have that like Hubba Bubba bubble gum. Say that 10 times
That
fast.
sounds like fun.
Don't actually.
Why?
But we have those, and they come in like the little tape rolls.
Oh yeah,
You
that.
remember those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I would not put it past literally any company in America to make a candy that looked like dental floss and call it candy floss. And then the British government would probably sue us or some shit. But like, you know what I mean.
Honestly, teeth candy.
I mean, candy cigarettes were a thing for a while, and I think they still are.
Candy cigarettes, I'm pretty sure, are only a thing still in the South.
I love candy cigarettes.
Oh, you get those over here in candy stores.
No, but like, my thing with candy cigarettes is that, like, as an actor, I need those on the regular. And not even because, like, that's not even a smoking joke. I never have prop cigarettes. I am in a unique position where back home, I could buy everything except marijuana. And now up here, I cannot buy a damn thing. Tobacco products are 21 plus, alcohol is 21 plus, weed is 21 plus, everything up here is 21 plus. And then when we need cigarettes for like a scene or something, we either have to like ask the teacher to get us a box of cigarettes that we can use as a prop, or we have to make them ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Or we can order the candy ones off of Amazon, but I'm also broke as hell.
I dropped my
I long for the days where I could walk into the bread box near La Follette Middle School and get me a thing of candy cigarettes.
I love candy cigarettes. I just think they're neat.
That reminds me of a story from like ages back when I was in school.
Go ahead.
So like
Y'all ever think about how
in
this
this
Taste of
school,
Agony
I was.
segment isn't even done yet?
Oh my God.
Okay, anyways, continue.
In this school, I wasn't like popular or anything. In fact, it was quite the opposite. But like this one time, right? This like popular kid, this one like popular kid came up to me.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, I'll give you money if you can get me cigarettes." And my mother was like a chain smoker at one point, so I was like, they wouldn't notice if a few got left from their fucking box. So I wrapped them in tinfoil and smuggled them into school and just sold them to the guy.
That's amazing.
That sounds like some prison shit, honestly.
Oh my God.
Like, cigarettes themselves are literally a currency in prison. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, as far as the Taste of Agony goes, Moon, was that the last thing that you had to try?
Yeah, Starburst one's better.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna be eating this though.
a little, I guess a mini Taste of Agony. I guess I'll call it Have Tasted Agony.
Uh-huh.
I've already tried this. I didn't get the chance to try it on stream because I was impatient. But I was at my local grocery store and I got me a bottle of Japanese barbecue sauce.
Mm.
And the only way that I can describe it is like a sweet barbecue sauce with some soy sauce in it.
Yeah.
Shit's great. I've put it on a lot of things and it tastes amazing. It tastes especially good in ramen.
I wonder why.
I've yet to try Japanese mayo though, and I'm a little bit pissed about that. Because according to Kamen Rider Wizard, that shit is like liquid gold.
No, I was about to make that
He
reference.
drinks mayonnaise?
He does! Well, no, not Wizard. Beast.
Beast
Kamen
does.
Rider Beast, the secondary writer of that season, literally eats Japanese mayo on everything. And I do mean everything.
No, it's literally canon.
Oh, I thought you meant he straight up drank the shit.
No, he does drink it a couple
Oh my
times.
god, okay.
But like,
I hope that actor enjoys that. Otherwise, they are not
Oh my
having a
God.
good time.
I've looked at his Twitter. He's actually taken some pictures with like bottles of Japanese mayonnaise. I think he still does it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna.
Was
What?
it just something he did on set once and they saw it and they're like, okay, this is a character trait now.
The thing is, I would not put it past them. Because here's the thing. Kamen Rider is the kind of show that will do some shit like that. Because in Kamen Rider X-Aid, Dan Kuruto, aka like the most inescapable character in Kamen Rider, like he's in everything now.
He's the funny. He's
That
the meme
man
lord.
was supposed to be he was supposed to be killed off right before the end of Act 1 of X-Aid. And when he died, he started laughing maniacally. And it wasn't in the script. He was just supposed to say his last line and then fade into oblivion, but he started laughing. And then they made him one of the most powerful villains in that series, rewrote the entire back half of the show around it.
Oh,
It was
that's
amazing. And now he's the best.
X-Aid was some wild shit,
X-Aid
but no,
was
I
great.
imagine that Kamen Rider would do something like that. But
So Dalton.
we're not here to talk about Japanese mayonnaise and how Toei does their show writing. We're here,
What's our topic?
we're here.
You had me call this
We're
Agony
here
of
to
Hunger
talk-
Games.
I did have you
Oh my
call this
God.
Agony of Hunger Games because I
Agony
pulled
of
this out of my
Hunger
ass. I was thinking about Darwin Project because we've brought up Darwin Project quite a few times during these
What
videos,
was
and I've
that?
kind of explained what it was. It was a game that was available on Steam and PlayStation for quite a while, but the servers shut down like last year. What it
Aw.
was is it was basically like a Hunger Games style game, except the only weapon you had was an axe. And what was very unique about this game, you could also make arrows for
Yeah.
ranged attacks.
Yes, you could make bows.
You can make bows and arrows, and you had an axe for melee. My point is, that game was very particularly interesting to me because there was a hypothermia mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, every single time you spawned in, you were in a snowy forest. And not only did you have to forage around and get arrows and things to make like med supplies and like bows and all of that shit, and you had to survive, you also had to prevent yourself from freezing to death, which was also a mechanic of having other players find you because they could check your campfire and it would temporarily show your location if you had moved on from that area.
Mm-hmm.
Which was
Yeah.
an interesting thing, but it got me thinking.
And like one thing that you could do is you could like basically you could make snowballs and then you could throw those snowballs at your fire to put them out. And you could also throw them at other players to start
Oh my
causing them to
God.
freeze.
I would just start out that game getting as much snowballs as I can, running around and freezing people to death.
That's an actual strategy, and that's a strategy that worked on me once, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
But my point in that is that it got me thinking about the concept of the Hunger Games. And like, the Hunger Games is a very interesting series, and a series that I fear that we grow closer to becoming reality every day. But I wanted to like basically have this stream be focused around A, what we would do if we were in the Hunger
Die.
Games, and B, things that Moon, for reasons other than this, I'm about to fire you. Don't give me another
Oh my
one.
god, what?
What happened?
He interrupted me. But also,
Oh my god.
oh no, I forgot to tell you guys. I was on a phone call with Moon, and I learned something about him that I wish I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What was it?
do tell.
I don't remember.
This bitch,
Oh yeah, I remember.
you're a
I
bitch.
remember.
He, he organizes. No, listen to me. He organizes his apps
Oh.
by color.
Rainbow
Oh,
order.
okay. That's pretty normal around here.
No, it isn't. It really isn't.
I can
I
show you
know
guys. Hang on, I can show you
color-coded-
guys.
You've never had like
Oh
color-coded
frick! I
folders?
just screwed up my
No, I
desk.
haven't. I have color coded folders, but I haven't color coded apps.
No,
There's
literally,
a
look at
big
this.
difference in that.
Hang on, this doesn't show very well.
Ooh.
That's asinine. That is asinine.
No, it's amazing. You see, the thing is, for most of those games, it was hard to pick where they would go because I had to go with majority color transition.
Well, here's my thing. The way that I organize my apps is that I organize them by use. So, like, I put my apps into a certain category, and then I place them in a folder depicting that category. So, for, like, apps that pertain to either phone calls and messages or, like, phone default things, I put them in the phone folder. For apps relating to my camera, like my Photoshop apps or my video editors, I put that in my camera folder, etc., etc. Organizing it by color just seems so asinine to me, because I am a creature of habit. I like to open my folder and have my app be in the exact same place in the folder every single time I go to click it. Now, granted, sometimes I move my apps around for ease of access, and that fucks me up in the future, but we don't talk about that. The point is, I like my folders a certain way, and the concept of organizing them by the color of the app, absolutely terrible.
Alright, I'm at least doing you a favor and organizing the rest of the pages to be the same way.
I'm gonna. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that he said that actually pissed me off. It was only that one page. That one page that he held up to the screen and showed us. That's the only page that's like that.
For now.
He's
Oh my
saying that
God,
he's gonna.
wait, what?
He's saying that he's gonna organize the rest of them to be like that right now. But apparently, that page was the only page that was organized by that, and the rest of it was random.
See, the
Oh my
issue is
God.
I have bark,
Okay, now
and I don't know
that's-
where to put that because that's like 17 colors in no particular order.
And I nearly fired him over it. I was this close. I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. I'm thinking really hard. That's a joke. Anyway, but no, I was saying like what we would do in the Hunger Games, what our strategies as an individual would be, like how we would play. Would we play the more combat? Would we play the social? I'm interested because like me as a person, I love reality TV. Granted, I don't have cable anymore, so I can't watch a lot of it without paying for subscription services that I don't have the money for. But like, I like reality TV and I like watching reality TV. And Hunger
I
Games
found
being
reality to be boring.
my thing is that Hunger Games is like a big reality show. And it's also a battle royale. So I absolutely love that aspect of it, and I want to know like if the Hunger Games were real, like I'm going to ask a litany of questions, let's be clear.
Oh, great.
But I
used
basically-
to be obsessed with Hunger Games sort of stuff.
I basically want to know like what everybody would do. So I guess the first question would be is just kind of what is your strategy overall? Are you going to like form a group of people while you're in the training, like get yourself a clique and then go and try to take out other people, or are you going to go alone?
I would have to go with someone, but like only 1 or 2 people. Otherwise, I would like step off the landmine too early and blow up.
Oh my god.
Wait, you've
I would-
seen Hunger Games?
No, I've read the first
Yeah.
book.
Ooh.
I was like, Hunger Games is the one thing you know? Because you mentioned landmines, and only somebody who knows what Hunger Games is would know that there's landmines around the cornucopia.
Yeah.
So I was very shocked there.
Yeah, I'd be
man.
the first one to blow up, I'll be honest.
Oh my
And
God.
if I don't die first, I'm not dying at all at any point. I either die immediately or not at all. There is no in between. I'm not dying halfway through. I'm not the second one to die.
Man.
I'm not the second to last to die. I'm
Oh my God.
winning or I'm losing.
That's very cocky of you to say. I'm going to be completely honest here.
No, because the thing is, if I don't immediately die, I will find a way.
Oh my god. For some reason, I don't doubt it.
I'll
I
bite
don't doubt them at
people.
all.
Like, there's a part of me. There's a very tiny sadistic part of me that wants to see him try to see if he's right.
Oh my god. I know.
Like, you know how Mr. Beast did Squid Game
Yeah.
for real? I want to see him do Hunger Games for real, and I want Moon to enter it.
No, it's genuinely. Because my timing, if it's off, I'm gonna die immediately. Kabloo, kablowy, bleh, I'm dead. Gone. Otherwise, I'll just bite people.
Hmm.
If the way that you RP your character fights gives me any indicator, I don't think that statement is true.
True.
Oh my god.
I,
But anyway,
I'll
you were
probably
saying
no.
about, like,
In
the
all
cloak
honesty,
and, like-
in all honesty, I'll probably go for a more melee weapon because my aim, while I can do archery, I'm not very good at it. So it is not going to be the first thing I go for.
Wait. Weapon. Wait. No. Weapon is the next question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
We're going
Spoilers.
team versus solo.
Okay.
Right now.
I would. Yeah,
Okay,
I would try
so-
and pick up a team. I'd probably get betrayed and die though.
All right, Necro. Are you
Okay.
going team or solo?
Okay, so this definitely depends on if I know them before the game or not.
Hey, Necro,
If
want to
I
be on the
do,
same team?
And I know there's perhaps, we'll see.
Well, my thing is that like when it comes to that, the Hunger Games generally, if we're talking about like regular Hunger Games, not like Quarter Quell territory, you basically have one person from like your district, and then you have the people that you meet in the training hall. So you have
Yeah.
those kinds of people going for you if you want to go for the team route.
Yeah.
But
And
that's the
in
other
that
thing.
route-
Your partner is picked by random chance, so it's like
Yeah, true. But in that route, like, is it to where is my partner able to win with me, or is it like
I
the
mean,
only one can
if
win
you pull the
thing?
Hunger Games route and try to kill you and them at the same time, I mean, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
right.
we
Like
going-
if you
are we going
break
by,
the
like,
rules.
Are we going by like original Hunger Games book law? Only one can win, or you?
Well,
that.
my assumption is that we're playing by the rules and that only one
Okay.
can win. But we do know that this is a reality TV show, so if you want to manipulate that aspect, then you could say that you could try to manipulate them into letting both of you live. However,
Okay.
that is the choice you have to make and the risk you have to take.
Don't let them just
If
drop
I
a
end up
bomb
with
on
someone,
you.
if I end up with someone I'm particularly close with, then I'll probably end up manipulating the audience or something to make it so where they have to let us both win, or not at all. But if I'm not close with them, then I'll stick with them for like the beginning.
I can't believe you would only stick with me for the beginning and then kill me later.
For which? No. Like I said, for someone I'm close with, obviously I'm not going to do that. But also, which are we just going off the original like first Hunger Games, or is it like the other ones where like you're in a team and it can be more than one person that wins?
I'm kind of mixing them all together.
Okay.
I'm basically just saying, for the general rule of Hunger Games, what is the deal?
Okay. In that case, I'll probably go with either. I'll probably end up with either one or two allies.
They lied.
Or
They lied
just
to you once and you stabbed them.
one. Sounds about right.
I've got.
All right.
But
What about you,
Oh, I'm
Trace?
sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Oh wait.
I was
Is that
about
what
to
it
go.
is?
I was about to transition to Trace, but then Necro started talking again, and I wanted him to finish.
I'm wondering if there's more I can say on this topic.
If there's more, you can add to it later.
Oh yeah.
What about you,
I'll just do
Tom?
that.
We're doing Trace first. I'm the one asking the question, so I'll answer last.
Okay.
I am the one who guides this narrative. Just because your name is in the podcast does not mean you get to control me.
Sure.
Anyway, Trace, what would your strategy be in the Hunger Games, solo or team?
I guess I'd go for a team. just for the time being. But in the words of a wise man from Team Fortress 2, have a plan to kill everyone you meet.
Oh my god. I mean, that's fair.
As for my strategy, I want to say that I would go the team route just because, like, me as a person, I try to go for, like, the social aspects in situations like that. Just because I know that with my personality, I can make friends with people semi-quickly. But finding yourself in a situation like this where everybody kind of acknowledges that they're going to kill each other, I don't think that that's going to work.
Yeah.
So with me, I'm going to agree with Trace here a little bit. Have a team, but basically make like Batman levels of contingency plans in order to kill them. And by that, I mean, my strategy would begin basically at the training hall. I would go for my specialty weapon, but then I would pick people who round out the categories. So let's say that my specialty weapon is like melee. So I would find somebody who goes for ranged, and then I would find somebody who goes for something like throwing knives or like something like that, you know, just like have an all-rounder in the group just in case. The ideal group is about 4 people. You have a light weapon, a heavy weapon, a ranged, and then an all-rounder. Your ideal group in the Hunger Games is about 4 people, and it's less people to kill. Meanwhile, you had Kato in the first movie who just had like 6 people, and they all died to a fucking tracker jacker nest except for Kato.
Well,
And then Kato got eaten by one of those weird dog things.
L plus ratio. See, that's another thing. I would be completely incompetent on my own, so I would have to go for a group lest I starve. But I would be killing those wolf things. The animals, no trouble for me. I will kill them.
Yeah, I would need someone else there. Otherwise, this is basically what would happen. One, I'd end up somewhere, probably in the woods. I'd become so extremely paranoid, and each and every little sound would drive me insane, and I'd start like losing my mind.
As if you haven't
And
already.
then I'd just become absolute. And then, yeah, more so than already. And then I'd just become absolutely feral and in tune with the fucking area.
So you're going Twilight Princess on
Okay.
And then if someone,
Not Twilight Princess.
this is why I wouldn't be alone. Because 1, it would suck. But 2, if I were,
Well, it's my luck that I would get stuck and my team is also a bunch of theater kids and we just sing at night.
oh my god.
Which it helps
You-
it helps the insanity aspect, not so much the survival aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if a feral me like hears that in the middle of the night, just
Feral Necro starts
I
singing
love
along.
I love that the two of you are assuming that we're all in the same Hunger Games
Oh,
together.
yeah.
Oh my god.
We'd have to be, otherwise there's just no shot for any of us.
Because could you imagine if it was organized that way? Just like every like country or sub-country gets a district.
Oh no.
And it's just like this gigantic ass Hunger Games, and then we all just get taken out by some bitch from Russia.
Oh my god.
I mean it. German people and Russian people are just built differently.
Oh no, they are, but
They
so am
just-
I.
So built different because they forgot the hinges.
Did I ever? They didn't
Okay,
even.
I guess
my blueprint
I
never
guess-
had any.
Okay,
Blueprint.
my next question kind of relates to the strategy thing, but okay, we all know that PETA from the first book was a cake decorator, and like he had that whole bullshit going for him, so he could do the
Decor.
camouflage. Would you try to do something like the camouflage, or would you just charge in guns blazing?
I would go.
There are no guns in the Hunger Games, so that's a metaphor.
Okay.
I would use my other skills, but I would use some of my skills to that advantage.
I would totally go the poisonous animal
Ooh,
route
that's something I would
and go bright neon colors. I'll be obvious, but I will be a threat.
I will.
Do you guys understand why I think that Moon is going to be like one of the fifth people to die?
Oh my god.
With shit like this, how could I not?
I would
Honestly,
probably
And then
find.
when it works,
I'd probably find shit.
Honestly,
I'd
best
probably
case
find
scenario,
things.
you just make a bunch of traps.
exactly.
I would
And
find
just-
a bunch.
Well, that's like the Rue
Okay,
method.
Be right
That was
back. I need
Rue's
to
strategy.
finish
Yeah,
shit.
I remember when she died.
like for instance, if you were to say make like just pretty much, I can't remember the exact term of it. Oh, if you were to kind of make a kind
Boot
of
cam.
again, I can't remember the name. I was thinking deadfall trap, but not quite.
Pitfall?
Like a pit trap.
No, like really probably one of the best scenarios would just be to have, a relatively springy sapling, bend it down,
Oh, one of
or
those.
kind of bend it to where it, to where it kind of swings across an area, and have it at about knee height.
Oh, I
because-
know what you're talking about. To where if they come across it, it like knocks them over.
Yeah, and then
Honestly, that just sounds like an
you could also
inconvenience.
maybe make you could also maybe nap a couple of blades, put it on there. They wouldn't be able to really get up, and then you could just bash their head in.
Right.
That assumes you're waiting there by the tree.
Well, I mean, if you're going for the strategy of stealth, that's essentially what you do.
Yeah, true.
You
Yeah,
could
you know,
literally
You could
you could
literally just hide under under like a large rock,
and
and
you
just
could
kind of
even
wait.
you could go like the step further and have like a backpack that you got earlier in the game be there as bait. Which brings me to my next point.
And then, and even
Oh.
then, and even
No,
then, you
sorry,
could
go ahead.
use the person as bait once they're done.
Right.
You could just simply take that backpack, or if they have a backpack, leave it on them, and then you could just rig them up to look like it was a again, I can't remember the name of the trap, but it's the one where it pulls you up by your leg.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
that
could
one.
have it look like someone fell for one of those traps, got their throat slit or something like that, and then whenever someone tries to go for them, they get their knees taken out.
See, the
Interesting.
thing I could do is I could plan my outfit very meticulously.
You're all in the same outfit when you start the game.
No.
Moon. There's no chance that this works.
No, hear me out. Hear me out.
You
I'm
become a
not hearing
freaking
you
cat.
out. There is no way that this
No,
happens.
no. You
You'd break you could just break down the freaking chemical compounds of the plants around you and just make a fucking high visibility check.
No,
You're going
no,
to
no.
make homemade neon paint. That's what
No,
this
no,
idea
no,
is
no, no,
going to
no,
be.
no,
I
no,
know it is.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it at all. You take my outfit.
You'd be a freaking crackhead engineer.
I would
in
be.
Hunger
I
Games
am.
world.
What do you mean I would be? I just am. Hang on, where's my... Okay, I thought that fell out. Okay,
Explain your absolutely asinine idea, please.
okay. You put secret compartments in the clothes. More towards the top. Make it... Okay, so make a bright poofy neck thing. But you hide like a zipper in the fluff, and inside that poofy neck thing is like a dark cloak, so that when it's nighttime, you can hide most of the bright color, and you won't be nearly as visible.
What I'm just hearing is that Moon is trying to find an excuse to become a moth in the Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
pretty
That's
much.
exactly what's trying to happen here.
Like dark outer coat, and then like you flip it up, then you go bright colorful, and you like you got your weapon,
You
cha,
know-
get him.
Maybe he wouldn't be the fifth person to do it.
Maybe
Maybe
he'd
we'll
be
just
the
leave him
first.
alone out of pity.
No, because could you imagine against all odds, somehow Moon does the ultimate underdog strategy and by being the dumbest player there, manipulates the audience into feeling so bad for him. They repeatedly send him the materials to come up with these harebrained fucking schemes, and he ends up winning. Could you imagine?
That's like the
By
exact
the
plan.
end, he's just setting up like freaking
Get the dumbest
level
scheme.
traps.
Get the dumbest scheme, and it'll work. Because they'll be like, "Oh, this is so dumb. There's no way it'll work." And then it does, and it's like, "Wow, well, I've his head
Okay.
corrected."
We're still kind of in the strategy questions, but I guess I'm going to. Okay, at the beginning of the game, you basically have three options. You can run for a weapon, you can run for a backpack, or you can run for the hills.
Oh, I never went for that point. Hang on. I only went for the clothes. See, because, so it's the thing early game for me is I'm going to have all my bright colors out because, again, in the white puffy neck thing.
There is no way to do it.
No,
No, Moon.
you don't
no,
understand.
Moon. I'm absolutely shutting you. No. No, I do understand. The thing is, I'm shutting you down right now because by the canon rules of the Hunger Games, there is no physical way for you to do that. You're all in the same clothes. I've seen the movie and I've read the book.
Listen.
Okay.
I
So,
will find a way to make
where are
this
the
work.
clothes? Where are the weapons?
You wouldn't. You would get shot if you tried.
What is Moon even trying to do?
I go crazy.
He's trying to basically do the fucking poison dart frog strategy.
Oh my God.
Plus add moth in
And
there.
I'm telling him that it wouldn't fucking work unless he was like mid-game.
Oh no! See, the thing is, you underestimate the sewing classes I've taken.
Oh my God.
You can't.
Okay. So quick question.
Moon,
right?
I am trying to.
Quick
Moon, I am trying to take this seriously.
I'll use like, coated in poison. That's not gonna work.
I'm not going to lie. I was joking about firing you for the app thing. This might be the reason I fire you.
Okay. So, quick question, right? Is
Quick
the-
answer.
Oh wait, I forgot to talk about
Where are the backpacks? Where are the weapons?
You stand
So,
around the cornucopia.
If I remember correctly, there are weapons and backpacks in the cornucopia, but there are backpacks also scattered around the field where you start.
Okay, I'd go for one of the backpacks that's scattered around the field where I start. Mostly because one of my ideas, one of my strategies.
Go on.
Nice sandwich you got there.
Okay. That's not a sandwich.
Oh, it should be.
It should be.
You are not going to go make a sandwich in the middle of fucking explaining something. I will fire you. I will fire you for that.
Okay, I want.
Hey, Decker, you should go make a sandwich.
Is the camera on?
His camera isn't on. Ours are. Yours hasn't been. Yours went off a bit ago.
Yeah, I turned mine off because I'm playing a game.
Oh no,
Okay,
the
so-
movie's arm came off.
Fucking what?
Look, it's
Necro, finish your damn explanation.
no more
Oh.
limb.
Okay. So, so what I would do.
This is Agony of Dalton today. Let me go change the stream title real quick.
Do not change a goddamn thing. You have gotten us off topic enough.
Okay.
This is what happens when I know something.
Oh my God. So I'd get a backpack so I could have more like equipment I can use. Because one of the plans, at least one of the strategies, is I just go, like take a nap, and I go into the forest or the surrounding wilderness, and I find I find plants, right?
Nice.
Like poisonous, toxic,
Bro, just grab
and
a
like
fistful of
plants that have
grass and like
medicinal
rub it in
effects.
someone's face. It'll work eventually.
Yeah, that's also
This is okay. No, I'm being serious right now. This is a message to the Distractable podcast. Mark, I now understand what Unus Annus was for you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, but hear me out.
I've suddenly come to the realization that Unus Annus was literally what Moon is doing to me for this stream for an entire year.
Uh,
You know, it's no wonder he came out of that a different person.
Literally.
He came out a broken man.
A broken man.
and I came out with funnier jokes.
I'm about to fucking murder.
Go ahead. I think it'd be really funny.
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on. Do it, I dare you. I could use it to cut the
Necro,
mummy's other
continue.
arm off.
Necro, continue.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. So these poisons,
Ooh.
and so I'd find like plants that have, I'd find plants that have either toxic, medicinal, or poisonous properties to them, and then I'd use both my botanical and medical knowledge to distill these, not distill, to take these plants and extract them, or extract those properties or qualities in various different ways for whichever purpose fits the toxin or property better. That way, I would have medicinal stuff, which will help if people are injured and I need to get something out of it. And I can say, hey, this stuff will heal you, but it's not for free. Then I can save people, or just
Or-
actually, I could, if I
or
found
you
someone
lie to
probably
them.
just kill
Or
them.
you
but-
lie to them and offer them like the poisonous plants disguised as medicine, and
Yeah, I
then you
know.
like you poison them that way.
That's another thing. That's another thing. If I know that like it's getting close to the end and there aren't a lot of people left,
Keep track of how many cannons.
Hmm.
Because that'll tell you. Because there's like a limit.
if I can tell that it's getting close to the end and I need to like cut down on like the amount of people there are, I can like, and they're in like the same group as me, then I can poison their food. And if it's like other people as well, like now I said I'd extract them in various different methods. One of them, if I like found the location of another like group, I would like convert those toxic substances into smoke or vapor and like fill the area with it.
No, okay, I had an idea while Necro
early
was
game.
talking. And I swear it's not another, like, okay, it is a little crazy. But I am very genuine about this, so I compared to the other ones. The poisonous wasp things, those are huge, right? Like, how big are those?
Tracker jackers, they're about the size of. I'd say they're decently about like the size of about like half your thumb.
Oh, that's not nearly big enough. Okay, because when I was reading the books, I always imagined them to be about the size of one's head for no particular reason. Like it never described how big they were. So I always imagined them really big.
You're off to a bad start. Kid.
Yeah, so never mind. My idea doesn't work.
No, but I mean, like, in that sense, you're kind of on the right track. Because here's what I would do. No pun intended on the track bit. But, like, here's what I would do. As far as, like, the poison strategy goes, and as far as, like, just that kind of thing in general, I don't think I'd go for a weapon. Well, that might be a lot. I think I would find a way to kind of, like, slip in through the back and, like, pick off a weapon, or I'd wait for the others to go away. Because here's my thing. I think I would pick like a very unorthodox weapon that could work.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because like, if anybody watched Catching Fire, you'll remember that there was a motherfucker who had a trident.
Yeah, tridents are so cool.
I loved Finnick. But the thing about the trident strategy is that people underestimate the power of the trident.
Oh yeah, no, tridents are
Because
crazy.
first of all, polearm weapons are very efficient because you can strike while keeping your opponent at a distance. But also, tridents are basically like more lethal spears.
Yeah.
Because a spear is a very hit or miss weapon, very quite literally.
Yeah.
But if you hit somebody with a trident, it's literally 3 points of contact.
Yeah, and if you miss one point,
It's
you're
basically
still
like
getting
hitting somebody
2.
with 3 spears.
Yeah.
And the thing about the trident is, the big part about it is that it's like a fork. So like, I have a fork and knife on my table. So like, if I get into a fight with somebody who has a machete like Kato or somebody, and I have my trident, if he strikes me and I get him into this position, I can disarm him
Yeah.
by twisting the trident. So what I would do is I would run and grab a backpack and act like I'm going into the woods. I wouldn't actually go into the woods. I would run and I'd grab a backpack and I'd act like I'm going into the woods. I'd get a decent bit into where people wouldn't see me, but then I'd just like stalk around the cornucopia area to make sure that everybody was gone. And then I'd run and I'd pick up a trident because who the fuck is going to pick up a trident?
Exactly. Very honestly, I would definitely.
I'm going a little bit on the unorthodox.
Yeah, you are. I very genuinely. I know I've been going on like these jokes, like, oh, here's what I would do, bright colors. No, I mean, I probably would try at some point just because I'm bored. But I would definitely go for a polearm because that seems like the best weapon. Because, like I said, I don't have a great aim, so my archery wouldn't be very good. And I would do a bad job of getting close. I would either get scared or I'd get stabbed. One of those two. So the best weapon for me would either be a halberd or some kind of other polearm with stabbing capabilities at least, because I don't want to stab. But
Well,
I was
my thing is that
I was doing a bunch of I was
Sorry, go
watching
ahead.
a bunch of videos and doing a hot bit of research just to write just to write Helheim Empress, just so I could write that correctly. And I realized, because the Hell's Cane, that is more like, that is pike shaped. It is very pike shaped. So obviously you got like that thing, and you just poke them. But with the halberd, you can poke them, you can do like a big shoot, you can do that number, or you can go down, or you can do like a mixture of both, because it's got the spike, it's got the axe blade, and then it's got a little hook in the back. So you do that right, there's a lot you can do with that. There is so much.
Well, that, and it's kind of the benefit of, because here's the thing, in the training hall, I think it says you have 3 days. So you have 3 days to basically like train yourself up and get yourself ready to kill.
Yeah.
So there are 3 things that I'd be mostly doing as far as that goes. I'd be 1, training on throwing knives, because throwing knives, they're sort of the most efficient weapon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because they work as ranged and melee. And knives are just good for survival.
Yeah.
Because if you train on throwing knives, if you get any single kind of a knife, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
And knives are usually in the backpacks, so like you're set there.
Yeah.
But the second day, I would be training up with the trident, and everybody would think that I'm fucking stupid
Yeah,
because,
same here.
who the fuck goes for a trident?
Yeah.
Again, I am banking on this idea.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
But the third option would be I would go for the which plants and animals are poisonous, similar to the necro strategy.
Yeah. I definitely spend a while learning plants and
But-
animals, just for this, especially animals, so I would know what dangers are out there. If I would get to know that, like if that would be in there, I would definitely want to go for a small
next-
close-up weapon, so I can defend myself against wild animals. Tracker jackers, no chance. I'm running.
Well, my next question was going to be about weapons,
Yeah.
but I've kind of already revealed mine. But as far as my strategy, very early game, I'm running, getting a backpack, faking out going into the woods, running back to the cornucopia after everybody is gone, grabbing a trident and any single kind of knife or small blade that I can find, and then going into the woods for
Yeah.
with my little posse if I could get one. Now that said, because we have not given him a chance to be in on this conversation at all, Trace, what is your strategy at the beginning of the game?
Beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Hmm. I'd say book it for the time being. Book it out for the time being.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wait a little, kind of keep an eye on the center, and maybe try and scavenge from the coast is clear, hoping that no one else had the same idea.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
I don't know if I would immediately go for a backpack. It depends on where everyone else has gone. If everyone's running out or to the center, I'll probably it depends on how many go where. If there are more people going to the center than to the wilderness, I'll probably go straight to the woods and wait it out and then go get something. Otherwise, then I would probably go early on. I might just go straight to the woods anyways. I don't know if I would go for a backpack because I am not very quick. I can only run for so long and I am not fast. So I don't know if I could pull off running and getting a backpack and then running away without at least being in incredible danger. But yeah, so I would go for early game. I would get out of there, wait, go in, get any of the remaining weapons that I could use, especially any pole arms for obvious reasons, as we've already said. And yeah, pretty much just that.
Okay, so me and Moon have kind of already answered this question. Like I said, it was going to be this question. Moon ideally would want a halberd type weapon. I ideally would want a trident. Necro, I'm asking you first, but this is the question if you want to think about it, Trace. What is your weapon that you are hoping to get whenever you enter the games?
What is my range to work with here? Like what?
So, as far as the 3 movies have gone, I've seen spears, I've seen swords, I've seen tridents, I've seen knives, throwing knives, bows and arrows. I thought I saw a crossbow once. I could be hallucinating. I've seen these gigantic spiked balls. These heavy ass balls.
That doesn't sound very
I've
advantageous.
seen. Let me
I can
Google
find a way
it.
to make
Actually,
armor
let me
for
Google
it.
what weapons are in the Hunger Games. Just because I think the layout of weapons is good, is consistent each game.
Not gonna lie, real talk here. More real than I was being earlier. I kind of want to get into halberd fighting in general. I just want to learn how to do that. I think that'd be really cool.
So, okay, you have an awl, which is essentially just a spike with a hand grip, kind of like a screwdriver.
Interesting.
It's used mostly in leatherworking. You have an axe. You have throwing axes. You kind of have. You have blowguns.
Yeah.
Bow and arrow. A brick. You do have crossbow.
Oh, sweet.
Knives, obviously. Kukri, which is a type of hunting knife, but they're usually made in Nepal. Throwing knives. You can use the landmines if you're strategic enough, mace, like a big mace, like a spiky
yeah.
ball on the end of a stick. Machete / sword. Medicine ball, which were those spheres I was talking about. Nets,
I think
rocks.
a net would be useful to have. Less so for attacking people.
This is this is called a scalpel chain.
Mm.
You know those, like in animes or video games, how you have the swords that turn into like segmented whips?
Ooh.
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Interesting. Can you send a picture?
Yes, please do
Yeah,
that.
I'll download the picture
Sweet.
if the fucking wiki could work. Sickle,
Yep.
Ooh.
slingshot, snares, spears, swords. Apparently, that's not in the same category as machete.
Huh.
Serrated swords,
Interesting.
trident.
Mhm.
We love Finnick. And that's
Oh
it.
dang, halberds just straight up aren't there.
I think spear is a very general category. A halberd is just a spear with a very weirdly shaped head. You could get a halberd if you were lucky. A lot of these items were just kind of added into Hunger Games, so it really just depends on what Hunger Games you're in,
Yeah,
kind of.
sounds right.
So if
right.
you want to go for ideal weapon, then
I think the
sorry, Tristan just
No, you're
texted
good.
me.
I think the crossbow would definitely be a weapon that everyone's going for, so it'd just be a safe one to completely avoid trying to get entirely. Because trying to get it might just get you killed immediately.
That and swords.
Yeah, that and swords.
I think that everybody's going to go for swords.
Yeah. It's a definitely popular weapon and conceptually easy to use.
I'm sending the scalpel chain into the group chat.
Sweet.
It should be. Like, I was looking through the wiki and it was saying that some of these were in specific Hunger Games that came before.
Yeah. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to get a halberd. Otherwise, I will go for something like a spear or a trident, because those two will operate relatively similarly. I just won't get any of the slashing capabilities, and that's it. Which can be resolved by just having a knife. Literally, just tie
Well, I
a
was
knife
about to
to the
say
side.
the edges of the trident are also sharpened, so you could slash. You just have to be very careful.
Yeah.
With it.
If you're careful enough, if you get an
Alright,
axe, you
Necro.
can fashion yourself a halberd.
Given that you know the options,
Do I get like only one weapon? Do I get like two?
you can get multiple weapons, but know that multiple weapons is going to mean time or picking it off of a dead body.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger. Actually,
If we're talking like, if you're trying to get multiple weapons at the start of the game, the likelihood is you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
If you're going to get one weapon at the
so.
start and then pick another off of a body, that's
Yeah.
completely up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I'll probably end up picking one up off of a body, but at the
You
start.
give me necromancer energy for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah.
It's not like it's part of his name.
Okay.
No, Necro would find some way to raise the dead.
Probably. I've considered conceptual ways of doing that IRL, but we're not getting into my theoretical experiments.
I would like to.
We are not doing
Let's
that
save
right
it for-
now.
we'll
I
save
am
it for
making the
another
executive
No.
choice.
We'll
do it. We'll do it next week. I'll make the topic for next week magic.
No, just the
Oh,
topic next
okay.
week, necro theories.
Oh my
I
god.
think it'd be really funny.
The topic for next week is magic. Moving
Oh,
on.
right.
Yeah, I love magic. Anyway, so
I just get to talk about the common rider.
since I'll need to harvest those plants, since I will be mainly using poisons in various forms as my main weapon overall for various situations. I'll probably get. Hmm.
If the harvesting is the game, you're either gonna want to go for machete, serrated sword, or sickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably go for a sickle. I'll go for a sickle just because it's.
Yeah, not that. That's not like that's not the most in character thing you've ever said. Yeah.
I was about to make a communism joke, but I figured it's not the time.
What was on the list of the melee weapons?
The melee weapons, I believe you had the option of. Oh fuck! I gotta read the whole wiki again. I forgot literally
a
this.
Kopesh on there.
A what?
A Kopesh.
Definitely not. I
Kopesh.
don't recognize that name.
The hell is that?
Investigation. It's an old Egyptian weapon. Basically, they used it back whenever shields weren't that advanced. You know, whenever it was just like wooden shields and stuff like that. Pretty much, it's a curved blade, and it's basically like if you were to take it kind of looks like a saber, I guess, but a lot thicker. It's good for stabbing, and also it can be used as an axe.
It isn't on here. However, again, a lot of these weapons were added into specific games.
Interesting.
So methinks that if you want to bank on the risk of death that it would be there, then you could go for it. Hell, a crossbow is in there against all odds, so nothing is impossible.
Yeah. I'll go for it.
Okay.
Because I mean, you know, it can be pretty good.
So now we're about to get into the weeds of it. Because this can go several different ways depending on the kind of person that you are.
Oh, definitely.
The best kind
Okay.
of question.
So as far as it goes, this is a survival type of situation.
Mhm.
You are going to need food and
Yep.
water. You have two options. Use what's in your backpack and wait for supply drops, or hunt. And by that I mean if there are animals in the stage or other players.
I think I would do a mixture of both. Largely wait for supply drops, but I know for a fact I am not charismatic enough to get supply drops, so I will have to fight for them. So
Why not do both?
that's why I said I'm going to do both. I will probably mostly go for any wildlife around. However, I will happily go for people. And if they don't have any food on them, oh well. Guess they're not going back in any way, shape, or form.
You know, I just have a question.
Yeah.
I have an
How
answer.
long on average does your average game last?
That's a good question. It depends on how good the people are at surviving.
Let me see. Average Hunger Games duration.
Oh,
Isn't there a Hunger Games simulator we could pull up?
Okay, so if we're going for the first book's games, which was the 74th one, it lasted for 18 days.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they can last shorter, and I'm assuming they can last longer.
Definitely.
But 18 days is kind of our baseline. The 75th lasted 3 days, but that's because they kind of rebelled toward the end.
Yeah.
The 72nd games were the longest one, and it took 9 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so they can
I'd
last.
say that's about long enough for tendons to dry out.
Uh-huh.
Well, I also looked it up if there were any kind of animals in the game. And you have trackerjackers, mockingjays, and wolves, but you also have rabbits, squirrels, deer, grosslings, and water birds. So there are the option of getting regular animals. You don't have to eat other players, but it is depending on the arena.
But yeah, you definitely wouldn't have to, but if you can, I mean, okay. The thing is, I suck. So I'm hunting is not gonna go well for me. If I can get deer, then hooray. With my weapon choices, not likely. If I get what weapons I'm going for, I sure as heck am not going to be able to throw a knife well enough, and I'm not leaving an injured deer to run away.
Hunting is not exactly a weapons
Well,
game,
it's not.
as it were. You can use traps.
I can,
Yeah.
but you think I can make a trap?
Oh, I can make lots of traps.
Well, and it's like, you have to think, there's also the chance that you kill the crossbow guy.
True. If I get the crossbow guy, no issues. Well, few issues.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, if you're going to go for the team route, you want to have somebody who has at least some kind of ranged ability. That way you have, like, a way to hunt.
There's no way bugs
then you're
aren't
able
going
to split
be.
up the food source.
There's no way bugs aren't going to be part of the arena. Bugs are edible. You can just eat those.
Well, the thing about bugs is that the only canonical bugs that are... Can you shut the fuck up?
Oh my god.
Do y'all not
No,
hear those?
I hear that.
That was like those loud-ass, obnoxious horns in my background. I hate those. That's the one thing that I hate about New York City. I love New York City for literally almost everything else except how expensive food is up here. I absolutely abhor the fact that everybody uses their horn every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. I'm sorry. You're in New York. The population here is in the upper millions. You are not getting anywhere without traffic. You can get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to get there on a reliable pace, fucking walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's why in this one place in India they had a really great thing to fix that. What they did is that if the sound at a traffic stop or something like that goes above the ambient noise by a certain amount of decibels, the wait time gets longer.
What?
That sounds like some petty shit that I would implement.
Wait,
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
wait.
rephrase it for Necro.
No,
What they do
I
is that
can
they
explain
have-
it.
Yeah, they have like a microphone or something like that, and it listens and it
Who?
tracks how much noise there is
Who
Just
does
yell
this?
it.
without the horns.
It's
And
just
if
it's
anything
just the
goes
Indian
above
government.
The horns. Yeah. If anything goes above that noise, the traffic light resets, and you have to wait
Oh.
longer. So
It's
if you
bi-
start honking your horn, you're gonna have to wait longer.
It's basically the traffic light equivalent of, yes, there are 76 genders, and every time you complain, we add 6 more.
Yeah. I love that so much.
It's the traffic light equivalent of that. Now that said, back to Hunger
Back
Games.
to Hunger Games. Okay, we know that the canonical creatures are what you listed off, and the tracker jackers are like the only bugs.
Canonical
But
creature.
that no one really thinks about just eating a random beetle off the ground. But you can so do that. You can so do that. Like, it will
Why
They just
work.
release a bunch of
Random
bombardier
monsters,
beetles
yeah.
just to fuck with people.
Do not bring bombardier beetles into this. That's a whole other
Let
mess.
alone Malaysian exploding ants.
Bombardier
Ooh.
beetles are a Hunger Games weapon in themselves. Those
True.
bitches are.
Okay, but the thing is, if you're
I
careful
struck
enough,
100 bombardier
if you're
beetles to
careful enough,
me.
you can
Come to me, come on.
You can.
motherfucker.
There's 100% tall grass in a Hunger Games arena. You get enough of that, weave some kind of container, start trapping bombardier beetles,
Aw.
make
my
a little
God.
make a little cut in the grass like container, not big enough for them to escape yet. Throw them like a friggin' beetle grenade.
Oh my god.
No, oh my god, I just
They
thought of
call me
something
the Beetle Man.
awful.
Yeah.
No, I thought of something awful.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I was thinking of was a supervillain. And his only power... No, hear
I'm
me.
listening.
This
I'd have to
supervillain...
hear this.
His only... This supervillain, his only power is that he's immortal. but he's basically like a repeat suicide bomber. And his whole shtick is that he dresses like a beetle whenever he does this shit.
Oh my
And he
God.
names himself the Suicide Bombardier.
That sounds
It's
sounds
so
like
fucking
Rick
terrible. But
and-
Trace
sounds
said
like a Rick and Morty villain or something.
that sounds like a Rick and Morty villain. But when Trace said straps 100 Bombardier beetles to his chest, that's the only thing that popped into my head.
It'd be even better if it was a bombardier beetle too.
It's like some kind of fucking furry anthro universe where a bombardier
God.
beetle is a suicide bomber made of other bombardier beetles.
That's horrible. That's so good. Anyways, back to my bombardier plan.
my
The
God.
bombardier plot.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Instead of the gunpowder plot, it's the
yeah.
bombardier
Because how are
plot.
you gonna get gunpowder
One
without
thing
freaking
I would-
patron dropping it for you? Like you would.
Oh my God.
No, okay,
So,
but I know
which
for a
segment-
fact that if
which
I
segment
started
are we on?
throwing,
Moon, let Necro
he's
speak.
interrupting me.
Oh
I'm
my
going
God.
anyways.
which Oh my God. Which segment are we on anyway right now?
What segment are we on?
Yeah.
We were in the middle of like weapon selection, and I was
Okay,
about to
okay.
ask something else.
Okay.
But we were in the middle of figuring out ways to get food.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So,
fishing's viable, isn't it?
Fishing, I think, would be viable. I've never seen anybody fish, but I have to assume it would be.
If you get like a spear or even a trident, you can use that. You can just go fishing.
I'd say a trident is arguably better because you could get
Oh
more.
yeah, well that assumes that they're all swimming.
One thing that would be one thing, one thing that would be interesting. One thing that I'd like to see someone try and do, if someone could manage to get their hands on freaking obsidian and just make a maca waddle.
You're thinking the wrong type of Hunger Games here, Trace.
No, I'm legit. Like,
No, I understand.
yeah,
So there are three things.
Wait.
There
Let
are
me
three
explain what the
things
maca.
I would do. Oh, what happened?
I accidentally kicked the cable that my ring light has.
But yeah, let me just real quick explain what a maca waddle is.
Yeah.
I mean,